Hey guys, my name is Abigail Harris and this is my first YouTube video. This video will be a how-to on how I do my everyday makeup. If you guys like to see how I do this, please keep watching. So I started off with freshly washed and moisturized face, as you should, and then I went in with my Radiance primer by M.A.C, and it smells so amazing, but more importantly, it leaves your skin feel so smooth and soft. I love it. I put that all over my face. Then I went in with concealer, which I put on the dark spots on my face, including the darker areas, which is like around my mouth and my eyelids, which you'll see in just a second. And as you guys can see, I already did my eyebrows. If you'd like me to show you how I did those, please leave your comments down below. I do this just so I could have an even skin tone, and then I went in and blended all out. Next, I take my Studio Fix Fluid Foundation by M.A.C in the shade NW55, and I use a flat foundation brush to put it all over my face. I know it looks like a lot, you guys, but it's not. I promise it's not. Not to me anyway, it's not. But I love this foundation. It just looks like your actual skin once it all comes together, and I love it so much. Don't forget your chin and neck area. And then I go in with my foundation brush, and I use that to blend it all into my face. Sometimes I use a blending sponge, but I just didn't feel like today. And I love this brush. My best friend in Australia gave it to me, and it's probably time to let go, but I just cannot because it's so amazing. Then I go in with my Too Faced Chocolate Bar eyeshadow palette. But first, as a second base, I use the Sephora brand eyeshadow in the shade Sandcastle in 75. And I put that all over my lids, even under my eyebrows, just so it wouldn't have an oily look. And then the eyeshadow I use first from the Chocolate Bar palette is the Semi-Sweet color. And I put that on my lids and crease area. It barely shows up, but it's just something about it that I love. So I use that first. And then I go in with my Haute chocolate shadow, and I put that all over my lids. And that's what I do, like if I'm going out like on an everyday basis. This is what I use. I really love it. It's just one, really just one look. I don't do too much. And then I use just a eyeshadow brush from M.A.C, and I blend it all together on both eyelids. Then I grab my concealer pencil by Bobbi Brown. It's actually called a retouching face pencil, and it's in the shade Deep. I use that for a highlight. I know it's not too much lighter, but it's an everyday look, so I don't try to do too much. So I use this just to keep it simple. And I put that all on the areas I'd like to highlight, and then I go in with my Real Techniques blending sponge and blend it all out. So after I use the sponge, I like to go in with that same foundation brush just to blend it a little bit more because it is a thick concealer and I just like everything to look very smooth. And after I get that blended out, I use a darker concealer I got from Black Radiance just to do a little bit of a contour. And then I blend that all out. I don't contour every day, but I just decided to do it just to show you guys how I do it on a chill day. Then I blend it out on my nose. After I blend everywhere else, I blend it out of my nose. Then after I'm done with that, I use the Sacha Buttercup setting powder to set the areas I've highlighted. Then, you know, once I'm in baking mode, I put a little bit of mascara on before I apply my lashes. And I'm sorry guys, I had to do that off camera because it's a struggle putting on some lashes. I am not a pro at that whatsoever. Then I use a powder brush to dust the excess setting powder off my face. Oh, my mama's so nosy. You can't close the door, please.
And that for you too?
Come on, no movie. Them Jamaican Madaya. Anyway. Then to set my foundation, I use my Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Dark Deepest. And this stuff is amazing. Sometimes when I don't feel like wearing foundation, I just use the Skin Finish and keep it going. That Mineralized Skin Finish is by MAC, just so you guys know. Then I take my BH Cosmetics Bake Illuminating and Bronzing palette. And that little powder I had was because my sister messed up my palette, okay? I'm really mad about that. Anyway, I use the shade on the bottom right because it's really my favorite one now. So I just use that for a little bit of highlight. Then I go back to my chocolate bar and use the Haute chocolate shade in my tear duct area just for a little bit of poppage. I did say poppage, you guys, excuse me. And then I use my Fix Plus Prep and Prime Spray from MAC to set my whole face. And while that dries, I go in with my lip liner from MAC in the shade Chestnut. And this is amazing, especially if you want to do a nude lip color. Then I put that all over. I shade in my whole lips. Just for the little bit of a look I want to create. A little bit of an ombre look. Then I use my MAC Matte Liquid Lip Color in the shade Retro Matte. And I just put it in the center of my lips just so everything could come together. This looks so amazing with the chestnut shade. lip liner. And then I am all done. That's it, you guys, for my everyday makeup look. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe and stay tuned because I have lots coming your way. Thank you.